Okay, now we're going to install Python. Uh, I've already gone to www.python.org/downloads, and it gives you two choices at the top. And it's important that you install the 3.0 version. Okay, we downloaded it, so I'm going to go to my Finder here. And it should start it up, and you want to install for all users. Next. Accept the default directory, which you notice is right off the C drive. Next here. And this will just take a few minutes. Okay, you'll get this asking, are you sure you want to install it here? Okay, and we're all done. The next step is to install PyCharm. So I've actually got it in another window here. And the PyCharm is a product of JetBrains. So you go to www.jetbrains.com/pycharm/download. And again, you have two choices here, but the one on the right is free. That's what we want. It's called the Community Edition. Go ahead and click it. And you'll start downloading. You don't have to fill out the form. And while that's downloading, if you're on a PC, you can start up PowerShell. And if Python's installed, you can type Python in the PowerShell or CMD, and it should tell you that it's installed and what version. And then you can exit. It tells you how to exit there. So that just verifies it's installed. Let's go see how our download's doing. That's done. So I'll click here. It should install PyCharm. PyCharm is a very professional level IDE, like Visual Studio or Eclipse, designed to work with building programs. You just accept the defaults here. You can create a desktop shortcut if you want. And that's done. So now we're going to set up PyCharm. So I'm going to go ahead and find it and start it up. And when you start up PyCharm, if it doesn't have a project open, and projects are where you put your files, work on things, and organize stuff, then if it doesn't have a project, you get what's called the welcome screen. And that's what we're going to get after we click here. Okay, now just accept the defaults. And this is called the welcome screen. And you notice there's a create new project. We're not ready to do that yet. And there's a configure. We want to click the configure. And we want to click on settings. And this is a place you can go in the future and change all kinds of settings about how PyCharm works. But what we want to do is go to the default project and hit this little arrow on this little menu on the left, and then click on Project Interpreter. And there's a really important thing. We have to make sure we have the right interpreter set up. You notice it's blank. So you pull this down. PyCharm's already gone out and looked for what Pythons are on the computer. And so you just want to make sure you choose the 3.4 or whatever the latest 3 version is. Do not choose the 2.7 one. And once you've done that, you can say OK. It's going to go back to where we were in the welcome. It'll take a little while here. Okay, now we're back to the configure part, and you notice this little arrow here. This will get you back to the beginning of the welcome screen, which has the create new project. So now we're about to create an actual project to store an actual program in. This is what you would go through if you want a new place to put your programs. In this class, you can just create one project and put all of your program files into the one project, or you can create a project for each chapter and put program files in that, or you can create a project just for the files for an assignment. That is up to you. So what we're going to do is click on Create Project. You have to pick a name for it, and it picks a place it's going to put it. So if you don't want to put it there, you would click here, and a good place you might want to put it is in your Documents folder. So you have to navigate around and find that. So here's my Documents folder, and then I'm going to create a folder for that. Inside that, for all my PyCharm work, I think that's new folder. I'll call it PY Projects. Now this is just picking where we want to store our projects, what directory. So once we've picked a directory, and we might want to create it like I did, go ahead and hit OK, and it takes you back to here, and it's changed the first part of that to point to this projects. Then you click here and do backslash and type the actual name of your project. Your project is the last thing in this file path. So I'm going to say hello project, and go ahead and hit create. And when it starts up, it has a firewalls popped up. It likes to communicate back to the company for certain things. We're going to go ahead and allow it to do that. It doesn't communicate for anything you really need. In fact, we're going to see real soon here at Ask. Anyway, I didn't see that menu. But this is a tip of the day it shows you, which are ways of using PyCharm. I'm just going to go ahead and close this. Now when you first use PyCharm, you'll notice down here it's indexing information. So that's almost done. It sometimes will delay what you're doing. You'll say it has to wait till indexing. But we have our hello project here, and you can look what's inside. This is called the Project Explorer area. There's nothing inside yet. So what we're going to do, we have the project selected. I'm going to say File, and then create a new file. So New, and I want a Python file, not a package, but a Python file. And we're going to give it a name. I'm just going to call it hello, like that, and just hit OK. And it's going to write the file inside our project. You'll see it shows up here. This is the name of the file, and this is where our project is located. And what we want to do is go after this line, which just marks who is writing this. And I'm going to type print quote hello. And you notice when I typed quote, it automatically typed the rest of what I need behind me. So actually I'm all done. It also gives you information about what your options are when you're writing code. It's a very smart program editor called an IDE. Now we're ready to run the project, and we just right click anywhere in the edit area and say run. It has the name of our file, run hello. Click, you notice there's also a shortcut. You can do Control-Shift-F10 and click on this, and it'll run it. It's going to pop up a new pane called the Run pane, and down here it says hello, and for your information it shows you where it ran from and what the command to run Python was. So it's all set. This is how you run a Python program.